Hey everybody, it's Durger time. Welcome back to another episode of Total Extreme Wrestling 2016, Billy Corgan's NWA. So we are back after our Backstage episode that we did, where we kind of were hiring a few extra people, talking about what we were planning on doing here, and got some good feedback from everybody. I think we're on the right track. Hopefully some of the changes to the Backstage will improve that, because everyone is super mad. But we'll deal with that. Let's go ahead and check the news here real quick. Apparently, Defiant Wrestling only drew 352 fans, but had a much better show than we did. Boy, we had, CZW, Defiant, some Mexican independent show, Stardom, and then us. D+ rating for our show. With, 2,800 buys on the CW. Let's just take an example here. So, that's crazy. We should get on that Twitch train. Man, 12,000 viewers versus 2,800. 13,000. Man, we're really... They didn't have anybody. We're really not winning here on our PV... Well, to be fair, it is a pay-per-view, not a show, but still. Still, though, seemed like the fans were pleased with it overall, so that's not that bad. Anything else going on in the news here? Super Dragon's gone, which makes sense, because we're done with them. Tim Storm's injured. We knew that. Cody. Friends close to Cody Rhodes have said that they are worried that his recent schedule is taking a big toll on physical and mental health. No, you are not allowed to get injured. I swear to God, if someone else gets injured on my freaking roster, I'm going to lose my shit. All right, so one of the things I wanted to do, and this feels really risky, especially as we're continuing to go down, seems like everyone's saying that I should invest in my own venue, that I would be saving money that way. I don't know. I'm still kind of hesitant to that, but what would it end up being? So it costs $65,000, but we're spending a lot on each one. But we'd want it to grow too. I mean, that's the thing, right? Can I get show history here? I feel like our previous shows have been around 2,500 each time, but we want some room to grow. I mean, how much would it be if I did 3,000 people? That's $78,000. That's a huge chunk of our money. I don't know. All right, we'll look at that. We'll look at that once we're through with Starrcade. We have a little bit longer on our Starrcade deal. I think just a couple weeks. 26 days. So 1 month. Less than 1 month. We got 4 shows left to go through. And then I think we're going to do what we were saying we were going to do. We're going to limit the cost on there. Maybe have some longer matches. Just try to limit the expenses, and then we can move on to events. That's gonna be rough. And then for this month, I did want to do a tournament bracket, but I think until Starrcade's done, we're going to just schedule another pay-per-view. So let's go ahead and schedule that now. At an event, let's just do a 2-hour. Just see what weird random. Nothing from Something is a damn good name for NWA. I like that. All right. When can we have it? God, everyone's working all the time everywhere. Tyler Bates working Sundays at WWE now. So let's do it. Week 2 of Sunday, we're just losing our announcer. Just get rid of him at this point. All right, that looks good to me. So what week is that? Sunday, week 2. Yeah, that seems fine. So it's going to be a little bit less of a build-up, but week 3, week 2. No, I want Tyler Bate to defend, though. I don't want him to be out of the pay-per-view. All right, so week 2 will do, I think. That'll be fine. What month is that going to be? That's going to be June? Right? Was it June? Yeah, May, June. Okay. All right. The fact that we're only in May is really tripping me up, considering we're almost in July. But that's fine. Okay. So, big problem is our morale issue. I did change some of the backstage stuff, so it's going to cost a little bit more, but I think it's going to help our backstage problems. We'll see, I suppose. Let's go ahead and jump ahead here. All right, let's see here what we got. All right, so we got some contract negotiations back, which is good. So someone else recommended I'm probably wasting a lot of money with these travel costs being covered, but it's too late now. All right, Tessa Blanchard's coming in. Awesome. And then Icarus is coming in. Heel. Really? Let's take a look at that. Still got a whole bunch of people coming in. Excited about Brian Pillman Jr. Gotta get a picture for him, though. Ronda Rousey is the weirdest thing ever. I still feel bad. Because I feel like I'm gaming the system with her. But you know what? If I didn't do it, someone else was going to pick her up in the game, and then screw them. AI's got enough advantage over me right now. Viper, Tamatonga hopefully coming in. Brandy is going to be awesome to have in, especially because it should give Cody a boost in morale. I have them on a short list. I have a bunch of people on the NXT roster on a short list because I'm hoping that they're going to get fired and I can pick them up. But, we'll see how that goes. Okay, and we are back. And, hey, look, our backstage rating's better. It's not the 28 freaking % that it was. So we got some people back on board here. Viper's here. Tamatonga's here. Actually, a whole bunch of them are positive influences, which is awesome. So that's pretty good. Of course, we have some locker room incidents, so let's go ahead and take a look and see what we got. Enzo and Borash. What could possibly have happened here? Enzo is brought before Wrestler's Court. Still weird that Jeremy Borash is the one running the Wrestler's Court, but fine. He's been accused of being an hour late to pick up his assigned travel partner. The judge, Jeremy Borash, found him guilty and sentenced him to pay for the travel partner's meals for the next 3 shows. All right, that's fine. Hey, look, he got better. Look at that. Look at that. There you go. All right, let's So we can clear. No, you know what? Everyone's upset. I don't want them all to be a little bit happier. Let's meddle. Who's happy here? Yeah, there we go. Adam Page and Brandy. You should be friends. Be friends. Yeah. All right. Strong friendship. Boosted it up a little bit. That's great. There you go. It's one big happy Bullet Club family there. All right, so CJ's still out. Cody's working in a Dragon Gate. Nick Jackson's still on our roster because he's injured. Son of a bitch. And PJ is out injured because in between this, he got injured. And Trent is out injured. So once again, the injury train continues for the NWA. Luckily, though, we got some people, so we should be fine. All right, we're at Hulu Plus. We got 1,700 fans. So So you know what? It might be not bad if I do end up doing 2,500, because it seems like that's our upper cap right now. If we do decide to do that, we'll stick with Midwest. That's sort of our area. I think that's a good idea. So let's see if I can find the perfect spot here for us. Too much. Columbus Junction. Let's take a look. I feel like we've been there a lot, but that might end up actually being the best for us. 1,500 exactly, so we're going to lose some people, but it's only going to cost 4,500. Wow, yeah, you know what? That's really going to add up over time. I think you guys are right. That's really costing a lot over time. All right, well, we'll pick it. All right. So we got it locked in there. Let's go ahead and let us book this show. We will be right back. And we are back. So, you know, what I'm doing here with the Starrcades, we're trying to limit some of the expenses. So, as some of you guys recommended, we're do slightly less matches, slightly longer matches, maybe some repeating characters in some of the segments. And it's going to be kind of a holdover. So, the stories don't really progress as much as I would like in this episode today. But I think for the sake of what we need to do financially, it might make the most sense. But we do debut some people. So, let's go ahead and let's take a look. So we start off with the debut of Brandy Runnels, or Brandy Rhodes. I should probably change her name on here, because it should be Brandy Rhodes. Apparently it's a terrible match, though. Brandy defeats Rachel Ellering in 11 minutes and 59 seconds. Bad way to start off the show, I guess. But she did get a initial rating of average for her old school face gimmick. She seemed off her game. Boo. Poor way to start. Took away the crowd's initial enthusiasm. Well, that's a bummer. Okay, so that's a bad debut. That's it's the wrestling equivalent of a wet fart. And here we are. Brandy has a segment here that gets an E+, where she just, after the match, after she wins, she just says, you know, thank you for your warm response. NWA, which actually probably sounds very insincere, because it sounds like the crowd was completely silent and absolutely dead to the match that they were doing. And she says that she's here not to follow Cody, but because she's here to win the most prestigious women's title out in North America, and that is the NWA Women's Division title. Doesn't seem like the crowd has anything to say about it one way or the other. We move on. So we have a backstage segment between Jimmy Jacobs and Sami Callihan. Sammy's still fuming from the last pay-per-view at the PWG and NWA Super Show. And he says backstage to him, he needs to be more careful. He needs to be focused in the match. You know, just because you joined us doesn't mean you're really part of this group. You're part of this cult. You need to watch your back. You need to make sure that you're paying attention at all times. You will not cost me wins. You will not cost me my title. And Jimmy Jacobs doesn't really say anything to him. He's just like, whatever. So we're starting to see the beginning of that tension between both of them starting to build up. We know we saw that a little bit previously. Now it's starting to fester. The cracks that is Jimmy Jacobs starting to kind of becoming a problem for the cult. Seems like got the crowd hotter, which is good after that dull match in the beginning. Let's go ahead and move on. So then we have a match with a new tag team. Jimmy Jacobs and Sami Callihan versus Dalton Castle and Icarus, a currently unnamed tag team. But both of them joining up, having had some previous experience at Chikara. And they are now, you know, Icarus is debuting. Dalton Castle's kind of his protege. Or I guess it'd be the other way around, but, you know, whatever. And, of course, it had a decent reaction. Subpar wrestling. Dalton Castle and Icarus defeat Jimmy Jacobs and Sami Callihan in 14 minutes when Icarus defeated Jimmy Jacobs by pinfall with Burning Wings. So Actually, it doesn't say it on here. It's kind of weird it doesn't show it. But there was some botched interference where Jacobs was trying to interfere and then caught Sammy by it instead, and that kind of leads to the loss. Is that not on there? I thought I had put that, but Jacobs to lose. Huh. Weird. Somehow that disappeared on there. But there was supposed to be some kind of like botched interference distraction sequence. Basically, Jimmy screws up the match and ends up costing them the fight. Now, this wasn't just a exhibition match. This was not for the titles or anything like that. Apparently, Dalton seemed off his game. Very good gimmick from Icarus, which is great. Got the crowd hotter. Good. Sammy's 49. Jacobs 33, 34, 32. Pretty okay there. D- is not what we want to see for this, though, but we'll live with it. I have a feeling that it's a good thing we're ending our contract for Starrcade, because I'm going to tell you right now, with the way these ratings are with these guys, I'm imagining Hulu's going to be pretty pissed. And we have a post-match beatdown. They Jimmy Jacobs and Sami Callihan start fighting each other and start basically kind of getting up in each other's business and kind of pushing each other back and forth. Josephus enters the ring, breaks up the quarrel, but he stares down Sammy. Actually, he ignores Jimmy, and he just deeply stares at Sammy and kind of stares him down. And neither of them say anything to each other, and Sammy backs away and walks backstage. So again, we see the continued cracks starting to develop within the cult, all centered around Sammy and Jimmy's disdain for each other. That is starting to build. D-, nothing really to say about it. Anyone improve anything? Nope. And then we have, for the main event, Tyler Bate does another open challenge for his belt, and Hangman Page debuts and answers the call. He got a below-average old-school heel gimmick debut. Yeah, it sounds about right. I never thought Hangman Page's character work was very good. But, yeah, he's young. He's still developing, I guess. And actually not a bad match between these two. Good heat, decent wrestling. Tyler Bate defeated Adam Page in 9 minutes. Makes defense number 5, continuing his win streak. Got the crowd buzzing. Adam Page is not great, but Tyler definitely carried that, improving his flying skills too. So not bad. At least I know I could put these two together and we can get a C-. It's not horrible for a 36. That ain't too bad at all. And so the show's probably going to be like a D+, which is not great, but a D, not even a D+. Increased our popularity though in 16 regions. Not great. This killed us. That Brandy Reynolds, man, Brandy, 16. I expected more. That's a shame. Boy, I don't even want to look at these emails right now. I'm afraid to see what I'm going to see. All right, time to heal. Adam, you just had one match. Adam Page feeling grueling schedule recently. God. Hulu's unhappy. Starrcade's not great. Tyler Bates doesn't like Josephus. So, I mean, I had a rule. I saw it on the Fantasy Bookers Reddit, and I really like the idea that anytime someone complains, you're going to lose to that guy. So, guess we know what's going to happen next week at Starrcade. Oh, well, Tyler. Maybe you should shut up next time. All right. Well, not bad. I mean, did okay. I don't remember what it was before, but it wasn't far off. I mean, we're not hemorrhaging money, which is good. Oh. Well, this is a game changer for next week. Rhonda says yes. Oh, no. That's weird. We'll deal with that. Yeah, so we now know we know at least who will be showing up at the next Starrcade. Excited about that. I think that's definitely going to bring some life to the women's division. Even though apparently she's a main eventer, so maybe we'll just have Ronda Rousey just fight men. I don't think we have integrated though, so that would be a problem. But we'll see. We'll make it work. We'll figure it out. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me today. I will see you again soon for another episode of Starrcade. Thank you for watching.